The appearance of Earth Essence Chapter 1, The Origin of the World 2. The appearance of Earth Essence. Siha. At that time the world was covered in water, shrouded in darkness. There was no sun, no moon, no stars, no day or night, no months or seasons, no years, and no distinction between male and female. Beings were simply known as beings. After a very long time, Earth Essence appeared on the water's surface, just as a film forms on the surface of cooling milk. This Earth Essence had color, fragrance, and taste. It was the color of fine butter or excellent cream, and as sweet as pure honey. At this time, one being with a greedy nature tasted the Earth Essence with his finger, wanting to know what it was. After tasting it, he developed a liking for it, and craving arose. Seeing him do this, other beings also began to taste it with their fingers, and they too developed a liking for it, and craving arose. The appearance of the sun, moon, and stars. Then these beings began to scoop up the Earth Essence with their hands to eat. When they did this, their self-luminosity disappeared. After their self-luminosity disappeared, the sun and moon appeared. After the sun and moon appeared, the stars appeared. After the stars appeared, day and night came into being. After day and night, months and seasons appeared. After months and seasons, years came to be. In this way, the world was reformed. These beings continued to feed on the Earth Essence, sustaining themselves with it for a long time. As they consumed more of it, their bodies gradually became coarser, and differences in appearance began to emerge. Some beings were attractive, others were ugly. Those who were attractive looked down upon those who were ugly, saying, "We are better looking than they are uglier than we are." Because of their pride, the Earth Essence disappeared. After the Earth Essence disappeared, they gathered together, lamenting, "Oh, the flavor! Oh, the flavor!" Even today, when people taste something delicious, they say, "Oh, the flavor! Oh, the flavor!" They are simply using ancient expressions without understanding their meaning. The appearance of ground fungus. Siha. After the Earth Essence disappeared, ground fungus appeared, like mushrooms. It had color, fragrance, and taste. It was the color of fine butter or excellent cream, and as sweet as pure honey. These beings began to feed on the ground fungus, sustaining themselves with it for a long time. The more they ate of it, the coarser their bodies became, and the differences in appearance grew more pronounced. Some beings were attractive, others were ugly. Those who were attractive looked down upon those who were ugly, saying, "We are better looking than they are uglier than we are." Because of their pride, the ground fungus also disappeared. The appearance of creepers. After the ground fungus disappeared, creepers appeared, like bamboo shoots. They had color, fragrance, and taste. They were the color of fine butter or excellent cream, and as sweet as pure honey. These beings began to feed on the creepers, sustaining themselves with them for a long time. The more they ate of them, the coarser their bodies became, and the differences in appearance grew more pronounced. Some beings were attractive, others were ugly. Those who were attractive looked down upon those who were ugly, saying, "We are better looking than they are uglier than we are." Because of their pride, the creepers also disappeared. After the creepers disappeared, they gathered together, lamenting, "Oh, what we have lost! Oh, we have lost our creepers." Even today, when people encounter misfortune, they say, "Oh, what we have lost! Oh, what we have lost!" They are simply using ancient expressions without understanding their meaning. The appearance of rice without cultivation. After the creepers disappeared, rice that required no cultivation appeared. It had no husk or chaff, was fragrant and pure, with plump grains. What was harvested in the evening grew back by morning. What was harvested in the morning grew back by evening. The harvested areas showed no signs of depletion. So these beings began to feed on this rice that required no cultivation, sustaining themselves with it for a long time. The appearance of male and female characteristics. As these beings fed on the rice that required no cultivation, their bodies became coarser, and differences in appearance became more pronounced. Female characteristics appeared in women, and male characteristics appeared in men. Women began to contemplate men excessively, and men began to contemplate women excessively. As they contemplated each other excessively, passion arose, and their bodies became inflamed with desire. Due to this desire, they engaged in sexual activity. At that time, when beings saw others engaging in sexual activity, some through mud, some through ashes, some through cow dung, saying, "Away with impurity, away with impurity." How can one being do such a thing to another being? Even today, in some regions during wedding ceremonies, people throw mud, ashes, and cow dung. They are simply following ancient customs without understanding their meaning. Sexual behavior. Siha. At that time, such behavior was considered improper, but now it is considered proper. In those days, beings who engaged in sexual activity could not enter villages or towns for a month or two. When these beings became excessively indulgent in this improper behavior, they began to build houses to conceal it. At this time, a lazy being thought, "Why should I work hard gathering rice morning and evening? I might as well gather enough rice for both morning and evening at once." So he gathered enough rice for both morning and evening. Another being came to him and said, "Come, let's go gather rice." "No need. I've already gathered enough for both morning and evening." The other being imitated his practice and gathered enough rice for 2 days, saying, "This is good too." Then another being came to him and said, "Come, let's go gather rice." "No need. I've already gathered enough for 2 days." That being imitated his practice and gathered enough rice for 4 days, saying, "This is good too." Yet another being came to him and said, "Come, let's go gather rice." "No need. I've already gathered enough for 4 days." That being imitated his practice and gathered enough rice for 8 days, saying, "This is good too." When these beings began to store rice, the rice began to develop husks and chaff. It no longer grew back after harvesting. Harvested areas showed signs of depletion, and the rice began to grow in distinct patches. The division of rice. So these beings gathered together, lamenting, "Evil ways have appeared among beings. We were once mind-made, feeding on joy, self-luminous, moving through the air, dwelling in glory, and lasting for a long time. Then the earth essence appeared, and we began to feed on it with our hands, causing our self-luminosity to disappear. When our luminosity disappeared, the sun and moon appeared, followed by stars, day and night, months, seasons, and years. We fed on earth essence, then on ground fungus, then on creepers, and now on this rice that requires no cultivation. But because of the appearance of evil ways, the rice has developed husks and chaff. It no longer grows back after harvesting. Harvested areas show signs of depletion, and it grows in distinct patches. Let us divide the rice and set boundaries. So they divided the rice and established boundaries. At this time, a greedy being, while guarding his own share, took another's share without it being given and ate it. Others caught him and said, "You have done something evil, taking another's share without it being given. Do not do this again." He replied, "Very well." But he did the same thing a second and third time. Again the others caught him, saying, "You have done something evil, taking another's share without it being given. Do not do this again." Some struck him with their hands, some with clods of earth, some with sticks. From that time on, there was stealing, censure, lying, and punishment. The election of a king by the people. So these beings gathered together again, lamenting, "Evil ways have appeared among beings. Now there is stealing, censure, lying, and punishment. Let us select one person who can rightly censure those who deserve censure, rightly banish those who deserve banishment. We will each give him a portion of our rice as payment. He is approved by the people, so he was called Mahasamada, great elect. This was the origin of the first title. He is Lord of the Fields, so he was called Katiya, noble. This was the origin of the second title. He brings joy to others through righteousness, so he was called Raja, king. This was the origin of the third title. This is how the Katiya class originated according to ancient tradition, from these very beings, not from others, from those who were alike, not unlike, and in accordance with Dhamma, not contrary to it. For Dhamma is the best thing for people in this life and the next. The Brahmin class. At this time, some beings thought, evil ways have appeared among beings. Now there's stealing, censure, lying, punishment, and banishment. Let us put aside evil, unwholesome things. So they put aside evil, unwholesome things. They put aside evil, unwholesome things, so they were called Brahmins. This was the origin of their first title. They built leaf huts in the forest and meditated there, without fire, without smoke, without mortar and pestle, begging for food in villages and towns morning and evening. After obtaining food, they returned to their leaf huts in the forest to meditate. People seeing this said, these beings build leaf huts in the forest and meditate there, without fire, without smoke, without mortar and pestle, begging for food in villages and towns morning and evening. After obtaining food, they return to their leaf huts in the forest to meditate. They meditate, so they were called Jayakas, meditators. This was the origin of their second title. Some beings, unable to maintain meditation in forest leaf huts, came to the outskirts of villages and towns to compose texts. People seeing this said, these beings, unable to maintain meditation in forest leaf huts, have come to the outskirts of villages and towns to compose texts. Now they do not meditate. So they were called Ajayakas, non-meditators. This was the origin of their third title. At that time, it was considered inferior, but now it is considered superior. This is how the Brahmin class originated according to ancient tradition, from these very beings, not from others, from those who were alike, not unlike, and in accordance with Dhamma, not contrary to it. For Dhamma is the best thing for people in this life and the next. The Vesa class. Some beings engaged in various trades, being given to sensual pleasures. They engage in various trades, so they were called Vesas. This is how the Vesa class originated, from these very beings, not from others, from those who were alike, not unlike, and in accordance with Dhamma, not contrary to it. For Dhamma is the best thing for people in this life and the next. The Sutta class. The remaining beings lived by hunting and other inferior occupations. They lived by inferior occupations, so they were called Suttas. This is how the Sutta class originated, from these very beings, not from others, from those who were alike, not unlike, and in accordance with Dhamma, not contrary to it. For Dhamma is the best thing for people in this life and the next. Siya, sometimes a Katiya, dissatisfied with his own way of life, goes forth from home into homelessness as a Samama. Similarly, Brahmins, Vesas, and Suttas might do the same. From these four classes came the class of Samamas, from these very beings, not from others, from those who were alike, not unlike, and in accordance with Dhamma, not contrary to it. For Dhamma is the best thing for people in this life and the next. Discussion of unwholesome and wholesome conduct. Siha, if a Katiya acts unwholesomely with body, speech, and mind, holds wrong views, and acts according to wrong views, then for these reasons, after the dissolution of the body at death, he will be reborn in a state of deprivation, in an unfortunate destination, in the lower realms, in hell. The same applies to Brahmins, Vesas, Suttas, Samamas who act unwholesomely and hold wrong views. They too will be reborn in hell after death. Conversely, if a Katiya acts wholesomely with body, speech, and mind, holds right views, and acts according to right views, then for these reasons, after the dissolution of the body at death, he will be reborn in a fortunate destination, in the heavenly world. The same applies to Brahmins, Vesas, Suttas, Samamas who act wholesomely and hold right views. They too will be reborn in the heavenly world after death. Siha, if a Katiya has both wholesome and unwholesome conduct with body, speech, and mind, holds mixed views and acts according to mixed views, then for these reasons, after the dissolution of the body at death, he will experience both pleasure and pain. The same applies to Brahmins, Vesas, Suttas, Samamas with mixed conduct. They too will experience both pleasure and pain after death. The practice of the factors of enlightenment. Siha, if a Katiya purifies his conduct of body, speech, and mind, and develops the 7 factors of enlightenment, he can attain Nibbana in this very life. The same applies to Brahmins, Vasas, Suttas, Samamas. If they purify their conduct and develop the 7 factors of enlightenment, they too can attain Nibbana in this very life. Siha, among these 4 classes, anyone who becomes a bhikkhu and attains arahantship, having destroyed the defilements, completed the holy life, done what had to be done, laid down the burden, reached the goal, destroyed the fetters of existence, and gained liberation through perfect knowledge, he is declared to be the foremost. This is in accordance with Dhamma, not contrary to it. For Dhamma is the best thing for people in this life and the next. Siha, Brahmasen and Kumara spoke this verse. Among people who take pride in birth, the Katiya is the highest. But one perfect in knowledge and conduct is highest among gods and humans. Siha, this verse spoken by Brahmasen and Kumara is well spoken, not ill spoken. It is meaningful, not meaningless, and I endorse it. I too say, among people who take pride in birth, the Katiya is the highest. But one perfect in knowledge and conduct is highest among gods and humans. After the Blessed One had spoken thus, Siha and Bharadvaja were delighted and rejoiced in his words. End of the 4th discourse, the Agana Sutta, in-depth analysis of this profound Buddhist scripture. 1. The origin of the universe and life. The text begins with the appearance of earth essence, describing an evolution from chaos to order. This reflects Buddhism's unique view of the universe's origin. Initially a dark expanse of water, symbolizing the state before differentiation. The appearance of earth essence like a film on cooling milk, suggesting the natural evolution of life from simple to complex. Beings were initially mind-made, luminous, and could fly through the air, symbolizing a pristine spiritual state. 2. The fall of human nature and the birth of civilization. Through a series of food sources, earth essence, ground, fungus, creepers, rice, the text reveals the process of human nature's decline. From initial purity to the gradual emergence of greed. From equality without distinction to the emergence of beauty and ugliness. From selflessness to selfishness, eventually leading to the establishment of social systems. 3. The formation of social classes. The text details the origin of the 4 classes, Katiya, Brahmin, Vesa, Sutta. Katiya, noble/warrior, emerged to maintain social order. Brahmin, priest, emerged in pursuit of spiritual purification. Vesa, merchant, emerged to engage in productive activities. Sutta, worker, emerged to perform basic work and service occupations. 4. Profound philosophical insights. Law of causality. All phenomena have their causes and conditions. View of equality. All beings are essentially the same. Law of karma. Good and evil actions determine future destinies. Path to liberation. Through practice, one can achieve Nibbana. 5. Modern implications. This text still holds important lessons for modern society. Warning against the proliferation of greed. Emphasizing the importance of moral and spiritual cultivation. Pointing out that social systems are human constructs. Advocating the ideal of equality among all beings. 6. The path of practice. The text concludes by pointing out, true nobility lies not in birth, but in conduct. Through the practice of the 7 factors of enlightenment, liberation can be achieved. Attaining arahantship is the highest achievement. The 7 factors of enlightenment explained. 1. Mindfulness, sati. Definition: maintaining awareness, not losing right mindfulness. Metaphor: like driving while staying focused, constantly aware of the road and dashboard. Practical application: being fully present when eating, walking, etc. 2. Investigation of phenomena, Dhammavikaya. Definition: the ability to discern good from evil, right from wrong. Metaphor: like carefully comparing products when shopping to choose the most suitable one. Practical application: When faced with temptation, being able to discern what should and shouldn't be done. 3. Energy/effort Viriya. Definition: continuous effort without slackening. Metaphor: like an athlete persisting in training even when tired. Practical application: maintaining good habits like daily reading or exercise. 4. Joy pity. Definition: joy arising from practice. Metaphor: like the sense of achievement after completing a difficult task. Practical application: the joy felt after helping others. 5. Tranquility passaddhi. Definition: physical and mental ease. Metaphor: like the feeling of relief after putting down a heavy burden. Practical application: the ease felt after letting go of worries. 6. Concentration samadhi. Definition: mind not scattered, focused on one point. Metaphor: like a calm lake surface that clearly reflects everything. Practical application: the mental state when deeply focused on work. 7. Equanimity upekkha. Definition: non-attachment, maintaining the middle way. Metaphor: like a scale, maintaining balance, not leaning to either side. Practical application: maintaining evenness of mind in the face of gain and loss. Methods for practicing the 7 factors. 1. Gradual progression. Start with the easiest. 2. Mutual support. The 7 factors complement each other. 3. Situation appropriate. Adjust focus according to circumstances. Practical application suggestions. 1. Morning, practice mindfulness. 2. While working, practice investigation and energy. 3. When facing difficulties, practice tranquility and equanimity. 4. During leisure, practice concentration and joy. The 7 factors of enlightenment are like 7 essential components of a car. Mindfulness is the steering wheel, determining direction. Investigation is the navigation system, guiding the way. Energy is the engine, providing power. Joy is the sound system, bringing pleasure. Tranquility is the suspension system, maintaining smoothness. Concentration is the brake system, controlling speed. Equanimity is the balancing system, maintaining stability. Through practicing the 7 factors of enlightenment, we can 1. Enhance focus. 2. Strengthen judgment. 3. Maintain a positive attitude. 4. Attain inner peace. 5. Achieve harmony of body and mind. Remember, the practice of the 7 factors is not achieved overnight, but requires continuous practice, like learning any skill, requiring time and patience. Choose 1 or 2 factors to focus on each day, progress gradually, and results will eventually come. Explanation of arahant. What is an arahant? Literal meaning: one worthy of offerings. Essential meaning: a saint who has eradicated all defilements and attained liberation. Status: one of the highest achievers in Buddhism. Using metaphors. 1. An arahant is like a fully recovered patient. Ordinary people, still sick, have defilements. Arahant: fully recovered, eradicated defilements. 2. An arahant is like a graduated student. Ordinary people, still learning, practicing. Arahant: already graduated, attained liberation. 3. An arahant is like an athlete who has completed their mission. Ordinary people, still training, practicing. Arahant: already reached the goal, highest state. Characteristics of an arahant. 1. Eradication of defilements. No more greed. No more hatred. No more delusion. 2. Attainment of liberation. No more cycle of birth and death. No more creation of new karma. No more becoming. Ultimate liberation. 3. Perfection of wisdom. Knowing all things. Mind without hindrances. Complete freedom. Methods of practice for becoming an arahant. 1. Purity of moral conduct. 2. Practice of meditation. 3. Development of wisdom. 4. Elimination of attachments. Modern implications of the arahant ideal. 1. Pursuit of spiritual liberation. 2. Elimination of attachments and defilements. 3. Development of wisdom. 4. Benefiting all beings. Stages of progress toward arahantship. 1. stream-enterer, elimination of self-view. 2. Once returner, reduction of greed and hatred. 3. Non-returner, elimination of sensual desire. 4. Arahant, eradication of all defilements. Benefits of attaining arahantship. 1. Eradication of defilements. 2. Liberation from birth and death. 3. Perfection of wisdom. 4. Complete freedom. Goals of arahant practice. 1. Eradication of all defilements. 2. Attainment of ultimate liberation. 3. Freedom from the cycle of birth and death. 4. Reaching the highest state. Explanation of evil realms, realms of suffering and hell. 1. Evil realms refers to 3 unfortunate rebirth destinations: animals, hungry ghosts, and hell. Characteristics: much suffering, difficult to practice, caused by evil karma. Metaphor: like being trapped in a quagmire, difficult to escape. 2. Realms of suffering, a broader term for worlds full of suffering, encompassing more than evil realms. Includes the 3 evil realms, places of suffering in the human realm, and certain suffering heavenly realms. Characteristics: more suffering than happiness, harsh environments, difficult to practice. Metaphor: like a forest full of thorns, difficult everywhere. 3. Hell, the most painful place in Buddhism, one of the evil realms. Characteristics: extreme suffering, extremely long lifespan, difficult to escape. Main types: 8 hot hells, 8 cold hells, isolated hells, etc. Metaphor: like a torture chamber without end. Relationship between these 3. Hell is part of the evil realms. Evil realms are part of the realms of suffering. Realms of suffering have the broadest scope, including evil realms and other places of suffering. These concepts serve as warnings and educational tools in Buddhism, reminding people to abandon evil and cultivate good, to practice diligently in order to avoid falling into suffering and attain liberation. Buddhist concepts of good realms and heavenly realms. 1. Good realms. Definition: relatively favorable places in the cycle of rebirth. Includes human realm and heavenly realms. Characteristics: less suffering, more happiness, better environments, easier to practice. Metaphor: like fertile soil, suitable for spiritual growth. 2. Heavenly realms. Definition: worlds more beautiful than the human realm. Main classifications: desire realm heavens, such as the 4 great kings heaven, Tvatisa heaven, etc. Form realm heavens, such as the Brahma heavens. Formless realm heavens, such as the infinite space heaven. Characteristics: long lifespan, much happiness, little gross suffering. Metaphor: like beautiful aerial gardens. Relationship between good realms and heavenly realms. Heavenly realms are part of the good realms. The human realm is also considered a good realm, but with less merit than heavenly realms. Significance of these concepts: encouragement for good deeds. Good karma leads to rebirth in good realms. Warning against attachment. Even heavenly realms are not ultimate liberation. Appreciation of opportunity. Human rebirth is rare and valuable for practice. In conclusion, good realms and heavenly realms represent relatively favorable states within the cycle of rebirth. But in Buddhism, they're still within samsara, not places of ultimate liberation. Practitioners should use them as a foundation to pursue higher states of liberation. This scripture is not just a religious text, but a profound philosophical work on human nature, society, and the universe. It reminds us to be vigilant against the growth of greed, value moral cultivation, pursue spiritual liberation, practice the equality of all beings. These wisdoms still have important practical significance today, worthy of our deep contemplation and practice.